Today I'm here to talk about an innovative product called the cloud. Many of you have probably heard or seen marketing materials on television, the internet, or even purchased a computer with the service built right into the system. Let me begin by giving you a little background information on this service. In 1969, J.C.R. Licklider was a computer scientist and internet pioneer who had the first vision for the worldwide computer network, which eventually evolved into the internet we know today. It wasn't until the mid-1990s that Stephen Herod, a Stanford graduate, and other classmates began to focus on addressing a problem that plagued the IT industry, which was that most servers were operating at a fraction of their capacity. It wasn't until 2002 that Jeff Bezos, the lead innovator of Amazon, began providing consumers and businesses services for data storage. 4 years later, in 2006, Amazon launched its EC2 system, which was a commercial web service for small businesses and consumers that offered services such as computer rentals that ran on their own computer applications. Later, in 2007, innovators Page and Brin, owners of Google, began to offer browser-based applications through Google Apps. Finally, in 2008, Microsoft felt the pressure of competition and jumped into the cloud services market. Early on, developers began operating an application testing infrastructure in the cloud. This approach saved time and money, which offered more extensive and faster handoff from development to production. Fortunately, users received a transparent view of application performance, reliability, and scalability. This allowed for extensive testing before the technology hit production. Additionally, industries moved quickly to leverage the internet and television ads as a communication channel for promoting this innovation. On the other hand, other companies began building cloud applications into their computer hardware systems. So what exactly is cloud computing? How many of you have a Google, Facebook, or YouTube account? If you have any of these accounts, then you have used cloud computing. The need for cloud computing evolved out of the need for information and document portability and data storage that was networked globally. Simply, cloud computing is an internet-based technology where information is stored on servers and provided as a service on demand for consumers. Essentially, people can sync all their computers and devices so they have 24-hour, 7-day-a-week access. How can cloud computing benefit your students? The cloud provider would offer software as a service, which is a delivery model that hosts data at a server off-site and can be accessed through the internet. Students would save money on software applications and other online resources because those applications are automatically updated by the service provider, and with the cost of education, today's students would appreciate these savings. For colleges and universities that have already adopted this technology, they are excited about the opportunities the clouds open up for reaching students in rural and remote areas around the world. Your institution could dramatically increase your revenue stream. What are the benefits to your whole campus? The cloud would allow you the opportunity to provide new online programs to students. The management system will create staff efficiencies, which will reduce workload. Old computers can be used for longer periods of time, and by offering more online courses, you will free up classroom space. Many of you are probably thinking, what are the challenges with this technology? Initially, there were some security and privacy issues, concern around the provider having ongoing operability and reliability issues. Also, there could be unforeseen server maintenance and the occasional power outage, which can happen to any of us if we are not using the cloud. Initially, the targeted audiences were corporations, government agencies, and universities and colleges. As you can see from this chart, in 1990 there was only 2.5% of the population that adopted this technology. At that time, Ian Foster, Carl Kresselman, and Steve Tuch were working on grid computing. Then in 1996, the Great Internet Mersenne Prime Research Project, and then in 1990, the SETI home use of centralized servers were used with personal computers. It wasn't until 2004 that the early adopters, such as government agencies, corporations, and universities, became interested in this technology. Finally, in 2006, small business startups and home users began to use this technology. This innovation reached critical mass in 2009. In order for your college to reach critical mass once the cloud is adopted, we will need to look at these four combined attributes. First, we will show stakeholders the relative advantage, which is the economic and academic advantages this technology will have on the campus. Second, we will focus on the compatibility this technology has with the college's mission. For instance, we will focus on the savings from an IT perspective, as well as the expansive educational programming we will be able to provide. Third, we will allow all stakeholders the opportunity to utilize the services. And finally, the visibility attribute highlights the fiscal savings and increased revenue from new academic programming. It will be very important for the innovators and early adopters, which is the leadership team on the campus from the president to the vice president to the deans, to get excited about this technology. Some of the strategies that can be used are the same as the 4 combined attributes we discussed earlier. It is important that we show the advantages of lower IT costs, anytime, anywhere access, and explain the cost is based on usage. Students will need to experience the full service access and the rural and remote access they will have. Currently, students, staff, and other stakeholders are already using email services that are in the cloud. However, for those students that haven't tried the services, they will have the opportunity to see how it works. The laggards are those people, possibly administrative and facility staff, that may be resistant to any change and need to see improvements and benefits in order to adopt a new technology. We will use strategies such as letting them test out the syncing abilities, which allows them full access to their work from anywhere. Once the decision is made to adopt this innovation, we will utilize a decentralized approach to ensure critical mass adoption. What this means is select students and staff will be able to experiment with this technology, give input through surveys and evaluations, as well as work to communicate with others on campus about the positive impact this technology can have as a whole. Additionally, there will be shared power and control on decision-making, an expected amount of reinvention with a problem-centered approach based on the specific needs of your campus. In addition to the decentralized approach, we will need to identify champions for each stakeholder group. For instance, alumni and other student leaders on campus can work to persuade enrolled students about the benefits of the technology. Also, the director from each student service division will need to be the lead champions to work with their staff to weave this technology into their existing processes. Finally, cloud computing is a unique, innovative technology that allows businesses and organizations to save money while offering consumers full access to their valuable information from anywhere at any time. This capability will allow your college to offer expansive distance education programs to anyone around the world.